I think we can go to the next slide. All right.
All right. So I should begin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody needs to fill out. You can use the URL or the QR code. The competitor acknowledgement form. It's due on the 27th, which is very soon. So yeah, it's today.
Tonight. So do it now.
Anyway, so yeah, if you drop out after the 3rd of February, you're gonna have to pay a $90 registration fee. So make sure you got that set. So if you're gonna compete, then you got to know.
I'm just gonna jump in here. If you guys haven't filled out this form yet already, just go ahead, scan the QR code. I sent the link in the chat. Fill it out right now. We'll give a minute or two to do that. It's really short, and it's very important for everyone who's advancing to state because we need to make sure that you understand the deadlines. And also, this is important for everyone because this is how the district results and scores. We're going to be using your email from this form, and this is how you get your feedback from district competition. So make sure you fill this out right now.
Yeah, this year we got a lot of valuable feedback compared to last year, so y'all are going to be excited for that. It will really help you guys out. So if you haven't already, please scan that.
And I see some people are filling it out right now, so good job.
Okay, so written events. So just like last time, one member of your group must submit a PDF for your written paper to Canvas by February 9th at 11:59 p.m. One member of your group must submit a video URL, and that could be through YouTube or Vimeo, of your recorded presentation to the Canvas course. And make sure you guys, what was it? It was make it private or unlisted. I think it was unlisted last time.
Unlisted, yeah.
Just in case, we had this problem last time, but some of you who made it private, it wasn't viewable. I would just make sure to make it unlisted instead. I know we gave you the option, but make the video unlisted.
No, it's definitely unlisted. It's definitely unlisted.
Okay, yeah, definitely unlisted. It was really unclear in the actual DECA guidelines, but make it unlisted. No exceptions for Canvas submission deadlines. That's a hard date. We have to submit really fast. Make sure you're submitting it by that day. And for more detailed guidelines, you can check out the written paper submission assignment instructions in Canvas. We wrote that out, and we also posted the actual rubric in there as well. And I'll make sure to send that out through the Remind leading into competition. So make sure you're checking that and reading every single bullet point. We don't want any of you guys missing any points. I don't think any of you had trouble following instructions for penalty points, other than 2 teams where they've been notified. So other than that, make sure you're following everything as usual. You guys did a really good job this last time, so make sure to keep it up this time. And also pay attention to where you're submitting. Some of you accidentally submitted to the wrong event, so make sure you know what a written event is and a role play event is, hopefully at this point in competition.
And Danny, it looks like there's some people in the waiting room. Okay. All right, so now on to role play events. Just like last time, the role play events are going to be released on Texas DECA's website, and we're going to get, can everyone make sure to mute themselves if you're not talking? So the role play events will be released on Texas DECA's website. They're going to be available. You might want to take a picture of this slide or check it out later, but it's going to be open on Monday, February 8th and Tuesday, February 9th. And on both days, it's only open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we're going to send you the passwords to those links as soon as we get them, which is going to be a couple days before. And just make sure that you access it during that window and you actually take a screenshot of your event in case you need to reference it later. You're going to be submitting your video URL, either YouTube or Vimeo. If you do it on YouTube, which is what we recommend, set it as unlisted. And the role play events are going to be due February 10th. So written events is like all prepared events, including professional selling. Those are due the 9th, so the day before. Role play events are going to be due the 10th at 11:59 p.m. And again, that Canvas deadline is a hard deadline because we have to submit all of the events and we have a short window to do that. So we need everyone to submit it by February 10th. And again, we're having more detailed instructions in Canvas for how to submit those. And then a couple important things to note. Now that we're at the state level, all individual series role plays, so those are the one-person role plays, are going to have 2 case studies to complete. So last time you only did 1 role play video. This time you're going to have to make 2 role play videos, and you're going to submit both of those in Canvas. And we want you to title the first one Case Study 1 and the second one Case Study 2. So, but that's only for the individual series events. For the team decision-making events, so if you're doing a team role play, you're only going to be doing 1 case study and 1 video. And then the principles events. So if your role play, you're an individual role play, but it's called Principles of Marketing or Principles of Business or something, you're only doing 1 case study as well. So it's only the individual series role plays. So if it doesn't have principles in the title, then you're going to be doing 2 case studies. And as I mentioned earlier, the last thing to note is make sure you screenshot or save your role play in some way while the role plays are unlocked. So between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. on the 8th and the 9th, so that you have it for reference if you need to look back at it later before you submit your final video. All right.
Okay, so for testing, pretty much everything is going to stay the same. If you took a test last time, you're still going to take a test this time. You're still going to have 75 minutes to answer 100 questions. It's still open note. The information is going to be given out the same. That's why we need your guys' email so that we can send out the link and your password and your username. And they're open from February 10th through the 12th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Last time there was some confusion on when they open and close, so I just want to clarify that they are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. For state, I believe you need a 70 to advance, and it's still going to be on the same platform and everything. Pretty much everything stayed the same for testing.
And it's important to know, but it's important to note that 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is not like, it's every day. So you can't access it, even if it's the 11th at 9 p.m., like it's already closed. So you can only access it between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. each day.
And then just to clarify, what is the passing score for state this year? For state competition?
I think it's still
should be 70. Yeah.
70.
Yeah, 70.
Okay.
It stayed at 70.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys knew that. So it's still 70.
It's also open note. So yeah.
And it's open note. And then I think you guys also did really well on the test too. A lot of you did really well compared to last year, but I'm assuming that was because you used your resources. Right.
Okay, so here's some important tips for recording your videos. You want to make sure to dress professionally, and this includes a blazer. Make sure you have good lighting when you're recording and that you're in an appropriate location, like a living room or a dining room. Make sure you're not in your bedroom. And make sure the recording is audible. And before you record, make sure to review the time limits for your event so that way you don't go over and get disqualified. And this is super important. When you are on Zoom with your team members, make sure you are in gallery view. What that means is you can see both of your faces the entire time. And then also when you are submitting, double check that you are submitting it to the right place on the Canvas assignment. There's 2 separate assignments, one for role play and one for prepared events.
And then a little bit more, make sure you're in like a public area, not your bedroom. You can get disqualified for that. A lot of people texted me through Remind, sending me like screenshots of them in their video. And a lot of you did a really good job. Some of you needed to fix them. So make sure you're in like a public area, like an office, or just make sure it's not visibly your room. And also make sure you're dressed appropriately too.
Yeah, so just in general, if you haven't picked up your district t-shirt or medal, make sure to go to the school store and pick it up. Message us, one of the officers, before you go pick it up. And for prepared events, make sure you submit your state, make sure you submit your written or consulting events by February 9th at 11:59 p.m. This is non-negotiable. If you don't submit it by then, you won't be able to submit it later and you're basically done for. And same with roleplay, make sure you submit it by February 10th at 11:59 p.m. If your team doesn't submit all the required materials in time, you won't be able to compete. And that basically means you had to pay us, the school, back for the competition registration fee. So make sure to plan ahead and submit early.
And that is $90, I believe. So make sure you guys are on top of that. And also, Miss Lowe is allowing you to pick up for another person. We don't recommend it just in case things get lost. But if you want to, or if you know somebody who's can't pick up their shirt, make sure you get text confirmation from them to show us so that we can give you them. We can give you their shirt and you can take it to them.
And if needed, you can also message us and we can have your shirt and medal at the front office, and then you don't have to come in to the school. You can just pick it up from the front. So just message us if you need anyone to pick it up for you, or if you need it from the front, and we'll arrange it for you.
So this is pretty typical. If you have any questions at all, use the regular sources. You text an officer on the Remind, DM the Instagram, or look through the Canvas. There's probably already a resource that answers one of your questions if it's about like competition submission. But it's really important that some of you guys ask questions a little earlier than you did for district, because as we just said, with district, there was a little bit of leeway with the deadline. This time we have like a hard cutoff. So you guys need to be, if you have questions, a little more proactive about when you ask them.
Also, can we go back to the second slide with the form one more time? Because I know some people came in afterwards. Okay, so just to reiterate, if you haven't filled out this form, this is how we're going to be sending you your district feedback and and it's also how we're going to be verifying people for state competitions. So I'm going to send it in the chat one more time. Just make sure you filled it out by tonight. And I just sent it in the chat. I think we're pretty much done with the meeting. We just want to take a picture. Oh, and then we're going to, actually, Jenny, Ada has an announcement on the last slide. And then
we still have a couple more slides left, so don't go anywhere. Important slides. But yeah, make sure you fill this out because we have to submit tomorrow. We have to go in tomorrow and contact anybody. We're going to be personally contacting anybody that hasn't filled this out tomorrow. And we're pretty much going to determine that they don't want to compete anymore. And you guys don't want to pay $90 if you don't have to. All right. So before we take a picture, we'll do Ada's announcement. Ada?
Okay, so Interact is hosting a blood drive. This mostly pertains to the community as a whole, so anyone can donate because there's currently a blood shortage because of COVID-19, and donating blood for 1 hour can save 3 people's lives. So it's really, really important. It is next Wednesday from 3:30 to 8 p.m. And the requirements to donate are just 16. If you're 16 years old, you need a consent form and you need to weigh at least 122 limbs. And if you're 17 or above, you don't need a consent form. You can just go and they'll check if you can donate. And you'll also get a complimentary COVID-19 antibody test. So sign up is over there. So I highly encourage you if you are eligible to donate.
I donated and it was pretty fun. It didn't take that long and it was pretty easy. They were really nice. And yeah, I got the antibody test and it was pretty cool. So I definitely recommend it. If you're even more brave, you would also donate your plasma too, which I'm gonna probably do this time. But yeah, it's a really good experience and it's fun. And it's good to clean out that blood. Okay.
All right.
We're gonna take
Could everyone turn on their cameras and then we can stop sharing the screen?
You sure you're gonna take the screenshot?
Yeah, I'll take the screenshot. Can everyone turn on their cameras? Give us a nice smile and a deck of diamond.